Welcome back to Under Oath.
Here's the subject for today. We've got some talking points. We'll go over them. But the big issue is it's an issue near and dear to your heart, I'm sure. It's pornography.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Pornhub is in a big fight with Texas. Texas is requiring Pornhub and other sites like Pornhub to verify the age of the people who come to their site. And Pornhub doesn't like that. And Pornhub is fighting them about that. So just as a matter of morality, where do you stand on Pornhub and their position that they shouldn't have to conduct any age verification at all?
Listen, there are certain issues that I look at, and I've taken enough bar exams to know that anything that affects interstate commerce is a federal issue. And God forbid every product and every company had to deal with the morality of every state, especially some of them that have no people, like Rhode Island.
or my home state of South Dakota.
South Dakota with the whopping 300,000 people.
You're saying that the 400 people in my state that I've come from, that we're not allowed to block certain material from entering our state? We don't want it.
No.
Maybe.
No. Same way you can't block trucks. You can't do these things that affect interstate commerce. Let me clear something about
So
Texas.
this is just a supremacy clause issue for you.
You see, every joke I hear on TV is at Florida's expense now. It used to be Texas. Now, Texas is trying to be relevant again. You're not. As soon as all the Californians moved into Austin and took over, you're over. You're a mixed state. And the idea of this governor trying to go, oh, I'm powerful now. I'm going to do these things. I'm going to stop Pornhub. How about you solve your immigration issue before you're worried about all the guys who don't get lucky that night and have to go to Pornhub?
Well, Jeff, I think that governors are able to tackle more than one issue at a time.
I don't.
I think they can have an opinion on whether or not 10-year-olds should be able to access hardcore porn.
I don't.
Okay.
You know why? Because we had actual magazines. We used to have to go to, let's just say the flea market and get
we all
used
did
porn.
it. Yeah, we all did it.
Used porn. I've handled more used porn than I possibly could imagine handling as a teenager.
You know what? Where did you get your used porn? Was it your dad's
flea market
chest?
Flea market.
Like a chest that your dad had in his closet in the back?
No, my dad.
Your dad had no porn?
No.
Oh, you liar.
No, he had it. He must have hid it well.
Oh, okay.
Because I went through all the scrap.
You looked for it?
Oh, yeah.
So you specifically went to look for it?
My porn hunt, was extensive.
All right. If my dad's got any of this, I'm going to find it.
When you're in your teens, you search it for porn.
But you're making the point, I think, that Texas is trying to make.
I don't care.
And that is, when you're a teenager, you're desperate for this kind of material. You'll almost do anything to be able to access it. And they don't really have to do anything at all. They just turn their computer on and it's right there.
Texas is probably the biggest state that actually tries teenagers as adults.
It depends on what they do.
So they have no problem in crime, but
now
they're gentle flowers
Listen,
when it comes to what they spank to.
Listen, a 16-year-old, walking up behind somebody and firing a gun into their head. Yeah, that's a little bit different. That's not what we're talking about, though.
Yes, we are.
We're talking about...
We absolutely are.
No, we're not.
The morality of the governor of Texas.
We are talking about such a tiny, minute portion
Their
of that.
AG is the most corrupt
We are
guy on the
talking
planet.
about a tiny portion of the teenage population. Almost all of the teenage population in Texas, I guarantee you, is looking at porn. You can't make that same statement about people shooting others.
And let me ask you a question.
But let's keep it to the
We're
porn
going
topic.
to keep it because Governor Abbott is an absolute douchebag. You know why? Because it's as simple as downloading a free VPN. And for those who don't know, talk to your kids.
A VPN, Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong. You're more savvy than I am on this. But it allows you to hide the device that it allows you to hide the location of the device that you're using.
I'm going to put myself in Florida so I can get my porn.
So you could say I'm in France or Saudi Arabia, and the internet thinks that's where you are.
So when it's basically useless, that anybody could pop in a VPN, they're free, and I could do this, then what's the point? And this governor is so
I think the point,
stupid because he has no clue about
let me
technology.
tell you what the point is. Let me tell you what the
Please
point is.
tell me the point of this douchebag doing this.
You're making an argument that because we can't stop it in all instances,
Most instances, every
that we
instance.
should just give up.
Yes.
Based on your argument,
Unless it's
then my
kiddie porn.
10-year-old should be able to go down to the gas station and buy a Hustler.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. You know why?
That's
Because-
wrong.
Oh,
and
yeah?
you know it's
Yeah?
wrong.
Yeah. Did it stop you?
You don't want your
Did it stop
10-year
you?
Yes, they wouldn't sell it to me.
And where did you
I
get
had
yours?
to steal it.
Okay. And what?
Like a good kid.
I mean, what are we talking about here? We're talking about people masturbating. That's the big thing.
Yes.
Are we going to stop dancing next? Is it now the Footloose of Texas now?
I think there is a
Yeah,
legitimate
we have
concern.
bigger problems than people
Texas
spanking.
has, and all states have a legitimate concern to keep their children from accessing. Come on, it's
My
addictive.
children
Are you
for-
going to pretend like porn's not addictive?
I mean, you realize how ridiculous this is, that this guy in Texas, they got problems in Texas. They got huge problems.
Yeah,
And he's
one of the problems
concerned-
is their 10-year-olds are
Nobody
accessing
cares.
hardcore pornography.
And when did this start?
What do you
10
mean
years
when?
ago? 20 years ago?
Oh, I mean, it's been around since the
You've
internet.
Had, you've had
like-
2 decades of spankers for free. And now we're going to tackle the porn industry. Shut up.
Yeah, there used to be a joke in
And first off-
the early 90s that people would say, "Oh, there's stuff other than porn on the internet." I had no idea.
The internet is for porn. It was for a bunch of geeky dudes.
How do we stop
we don't.
10-year-olds
We don't.
from accessing hardcore porn?
You know how you do it? Here, give me your phone.
So it's a parent problem.
You're damn right it is. I don't need Governor Abbott telling me what my kids can spank to. I don't need his issues.
But you do.
I don't.
You do.
No, I don't.
Because your
I'm a
kid gets
parent.
away from you.
I-
Your kid gets
and
away
Governor
from you.
Abbott's got it. He's going to be sitting there with the binoculars looking at my kid's window while he spanks.
No, but he can at least make a law
what?
that makes it difficult for your
Oh,
kid.
difficult?
At least he's got to go through
Difficult?
the steps.
Watch this. Done. It's difficult.
Yeah, but he had to do something, right?
Yeah, he had to do that to find it in the first
He
place.
had to do something deceptive. And when he does that, when he knows that he's doing something deceptive to access the material, he knows it's wrong for him to access the material. Jeff, true or false, it's wrong for a 10-year-old to access hardcore pornography.
No.
No,
No.
you are out of your mind.
You did it. I did it. Who am I to
We're
tell
not
somebody else they can't do it?
supposed to. It was wrong.
What I'm supposed to do and what I do are 2 different things.
Exactly.
Just because the Footloose guy doesn't
Well,
like me doing it.
So you're upset that Texas is trying to do
They're
what
not
everybody
trying.
knows
They're
is
not
right.
trying.
This is at least an
I
attempt.
guarantee Abbott knows these sites very well. And
How
I'm
do you
sure
guarantee
and I'm
that?
sure his
How
wife
do you
doesn't like it
guarantee that?
because everyone does. You Google boobs, you're in business.
Is that right?
Yes. You want to shut it down? Make Google shut it down.
Well, Google can't shut it down.
Oh, sure they can. Google could throw
Oh, so now
controls
you
up there.
okay? So you're back on the let's
No,
limit
I'm saying
it.
don't
to,
do anything. I'm bored. Nobody's getting hurt by this porn.
Oh, that's not true.
I'm not talking to kids.
It's not true.
Every time porn
Highly
requires
addictive. Lots of studies.
Highly
Kids growing
addictive?
up. Kids are being exposed as early as 8 years old, and they're growing up and they're having sexual dysfunction when they're older.
Yeah.
They're having horrible relation problems
Yeah.
when they're older. These are terrible things to inflict on
You know
somebody.
what screws
and
with
they're
you more
on a
than that?
long path to getting there, and it starts with click number
So you
one
think it's
on
porn.
Pornhub.
It has nothing to do with online gaming, which is the most addictive, and it's a multi-billion-dollar company that hurts our kids more than whether they're looking at boobs on Pornhub.
Yeah, but
Were you addicted to porn?
of course, everybody's been addicted to
Well,
porn
okay,
at
and
least
you're-
once.
And guess what? You and I are arguing on a lawyer show. Worked out for us pretty well.
I don't know. Have you cleared your addiction yet?
No, of course not. And you know what?
Well, thankfully,
Thank God my
I'm
thing
proud to
still
say
works.
I have. How about that? I have.
Oh, okay.
I have.
Okay.
Go check my computer right now.
I would check your computer. It would save my life. I get a contact high off your computer. I'm not doing that. See,
A contact high?
Yeah.
Like I'm smoking pot while I'm...
well, you're smoking something. I'm just saying that when it comes down to this stuff, government, stay out of my bedroom, stay out of my kid's bedroom. If you want to do
Jeff-
kiddie porn, for example,
Jeff-
which we know there's a victim, but if you're
All right,
claiming you're
Jeff,
the victim
hold on.
because you're victimizing yourself,
Hold on.
you're on your own.
Let me apply your argument to some other
No, I want to apply mine
situations.
to a sexual thing that we
So
all
listen, I can get alcohol as a kid. I did.
That's not what we're saying.
I got alcohol all the time as a kid.
You're
All the time.
Are you comparing alcohol
Same
to
thing. So
porn?
if I go to a website and I say, hey, I'm going to order some vodka, everyone agrees I have to prove that I'm 21 or older. If I go to buy tobacco, same thing. If I go to buy a firearm, same thing. So why is it that we recognize all of that as adult activity, except for this one case for pornography. There's a special carve out, according to you,
Yes.
where you don't have to prove that you're of legal age.
Okay.
Why not?
We agree that liquor is a product.
It's an adult product,
that
correct?
is regulated by
It's
every
adult
state, but
product.
it's regulated by every state. In fact, it's so regulated that our government, Ronald Reagan, figured out a way to get all the ages up to 21. This was a national problem, not the state of Illinois going, guess what? Can the state of
If
Illinois?
you can agree that
No,
you have
I
to
got this.
prove that you're old
I got it.
enough
I got
for
it.
the product,
I got it. I
in
win.
some
I
instances.
got the win here.
But let's hear the
I got
win.
the win real quick. Rhode Island, with their whopping 500 people, decide we're going to lower the liquor age to 14 years old. Can I do it?
In the state? I mean, technically they can.
Oh, and what happens? They lose all.
Well, the
they
federal
lose
government comes in and says,
right.
hey, we're going to stop spending money on your road, so good luck.
So we
and
see
so
that
they pressure them into changing the law.
exactly.
So why can't we pressure
But we
people
have
into
not a
changing
state
the law
right now. Right now, you could be killed, and screw you, Texas. Because here's the way this works.
I'm
You
not
could-
saying I love my boys in
Screw
Texas.
you, Texas. I'll say
Love
it
my
every
Texas
time.
people.
You could say all
Nah,
you
that's
want,
him.
but you know your state is screwed
That's
up
him.
right now.
I love me some Texas.
We're the new Texas, damn it. Everyone knows that. But here's the way this works out. If Texas decides they want to do something, and they're going to be different than the rest of the country, but they're not willing to take responsibility over it, I don't care. I don't care about your morality. You don't get to tell me what to do or not do because you feel morally corrupt. When right now, for example, they're
What do you
AG.
mean? I don't get to tell you what you
No.
can do or not. That's what laws are.
No.
Laws are exactly that. You can do this. You can't do that. And every society has lots of them.
Yeah. And every
Yeah.
state that goes past what they're allowed to do gets slapped by the federal government. And I'm hoping, Governor Abbott, you get the crap smacked out of you because you are wasting all of our time.
Government-
and my time today.
Governor Abbott. I'm not even sure of the name exactly.
Yeah, we'll call it Abbott Elementary because he
Abbott-
doesn't even know what a VPN is. I
Governor
bet.
Abbott, keep up the good work.
Yeah. Maybe he'll keep your computer off.